Let me tell you something, my friend. Something that is beautiful. All or nothing. This is some kind of an epidemic. You know, people used to clock in and clock out from the jobs. And when the clock says 5 p.m., you just roll down your sleeves. Because you're done for the day. You are ready to go to your precious home and spend time on your own. Your free time with your spouse, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids. Because those things is what makes up the life for us, right? And yes, I could agree to some extent, but there's another strategy to help us make it in this life. Socializing of any kind is about meeting people and know how to handle them. Socializing includes your job, your interpersonal relationships, and even other activities that you like to do on your free time. So acquiring good social competence is what will get you further in this life. You can be very great at something, but you won't go far if you don't know how to handle people. And this video is primarily about one of those tools that will make it easier for us to make things happen. And of course, I'm talking about going the extra mile. And why should you do that? How should you do that? Primarily, it's about saving your precious time and not bullshitting. You attain that by fully committing to what you are doing, because either you excel at it or fantasize about things that you could have done with the wasted time that you invested in that activity. Let's get one thing straight here. Chilling and taking it easy is not wasting time. It's what life is about. You find life by relaxing, in stillness, in the confinement of your private space, breathing. Time is wasted by doing things half-assed and not doing your best at executing them. Personally, I use this motto in many areas of my life, and actually I've been doing this since I was a kid, without even knowing why, subconsciously. I remember beating my brother at Mortal Kombat, a fighting game. He would become raging and angry and punch me on the shoulder every time I kicked his ass. Getting good at something is always giving your best by squeezing out every drop. And this is even more important when you're building your reputation. Going the extra mile, being genuine and showing that you care. Showing your good intentions and giving that extra service. That's why whatever you do in your life, make sure that you gave everything in your power, so you can walk away and sleep tight at night, having a good conscience of being fully present and doing as you should. I want to make sure that you understand the weight of what I'm talking about, so I will give you some examples in which areas going the extra mile can be very beneficial for you in your professional life, whether you're working as a doctor or a businessman. So let's assume that you have a customer who has signed a contract for you to execute A, B, and C. Just for the sake of it, throw in extra D, if you know what I mean. And that one will be on the house, of course. Do it without telling to your boss and work on building your own reputation as a professional businessman. By going that extra mile, that reputation of yours will skyrocket as no one's business, no pun intended, which will follow you even if you choose to make a career shift or maybe change the employer. Either way, remember that you are your own personal brand. And we are always selling something, no matter the line of work. Your work speaks for you, and that's what will be recognized next time you're going to be employed or even make business with someone else. That is your interpersonal resume. And believe me, politics are much more important than how you execute your work. I'm not saying that you should neglect your craft and concentrate on building relationships. I'm just saying that when executives, managers, and bosses sit around the table and decide whom they should promote, if they know you and like you, you are getting advantage. You should go the extra mile in your interpersonal relationships. That is how you win loyalty of your friends, family, and other acquaintances. You show that you care by leading the way, by directing the development of the relationship. Always make an effort to help your family, to assist your friends, to support your work buddy in different kind of ways. And when you do that, people will acknowledge your presence. They acknowledge your kindness by becoming members of your team. That's right, you gain power and influence. This area has nothing to do with socializing, but it's very important for your personal development, for your personal growth. Physical activities. Going the extra mile while you're training. The best example I can think of is training with weights. And I come to think of Pareto principle, commonly known as 80-20 rule. When you're training with weights, 80% of your exercises are just warming up. And the last 20% is where the tear down, the muscle damage happens. For you to go home, recuperate, to rest, and let your body build the new set of fibers. Make your muscles bigger. Always those last repetitions that make the difference. I see people going to the gym years after years, and they still look the same. Still haven't learned a proper form. Still don't know how to train, and never have they shed even a drop of sweat. That's because they are there at the gym to check boxes, not to cultivate a healthy living. They are not willing to feel the pain, discomfort, sweat and agony so that they can become better the next day. And that's actually how the majority functions. So my message to you is always go an extra mile. Every time you engage in something, recognize this, be self-aware, and tell to yourself to push it harder. Put yourself into the position of people that you are treating and ask yourself, how would you feel if you received that extra service? That mindset will put you above 99% of population. You know why? Because there are no traffic jams on the extra mile. Or saying, out.